Hello, I'm Peter,
And I'm Elena.
and our channel is Retire Everywhere. Today we are talking about,
Points or using points for your travel.
yes, and because I've spent quite a few years studying points and using them for various activities, we're going to let Elena,
Interview you.
yes. So hopefully it's a fun video, you enjoy it. We look forward to your comments, and on with the questions.
Yes. So the first question would be why IHG points?
Yeah. So IHG is a hotel brand best known in the US and Canada for Holiday Inn, but they own a bunch of different brands, including Intercontinental, um, Regent, when you get into the higher end, there's some Vignette and the Six Senses brand. So if you have some aspirational travel you want to do, there are ways to spend a ton of points. As retired people, though, we're trying to maximize our value for our points. So sometimes we spend more points than I think we probably should, but it's nice to stay in a nicer hotel at times. You just need a break from the smaller
Very small.
budget hotels, the Holiday Inn Express brand specifically. But sometimes you need those points to go further. So we use IHG on this particular trip this year is because we're in Asia. We're in Thailand right now, but we're going to be traveling most of 2025, or at least the first half of 2025, throughout Asia. And it's a great brand over here. They have some tremendous hotels and tremendous value.
Well, the second question would be 2024 strategy.
Yes, which is interesting because we didn't really start our travels until we left Portugal in November, so a month ago. And we really weren't using points. We had an apartment in Portugal. We've been living there for over a year, and we decided we were leaving. And we went on a little vacation trip to Spain before we left, and we stayed in a couple of Holiday Expresses there to start it. But really, because we knew we were coming to Asia, we picked IHG, and we looked at it and we said, well, it's late in the year. We're just going to, we'll stay in some IHGs and earn some points, and we'll get the credit card. And we kind of kickstarted that. But the real 2024 strategy changed about a month ago. We realized that we could get our 40 nights for lounge access pretty easily in a place like Bangkok and other parts of Thailand by staying in these Holiday Expresses and others. So we looked at it, and for those of you who don't know, you can get lounge access when you select it as an award after 40 nights in IHG.
So now tell us what IHG brands we're using.
Yeah. So IHG, because they have this whole portfolio, has different styles of hotels. The more budget-friendly hotels are the Holiday Inn Express, and in some cases, some Holiday Inn resorts. So don't be thrown off by the fact that it says resort. Sometimes it's a location, or just as how the hotel is, that it really doesn't cost all that many points compared to the value that you get in a resort area. Then you kind of step up into the mid tier, which is mostly your Holiday Inns and Regents and Crown Plazas. The points go up, the value goes up sometimes, but sometimes it doesn't. The more you book in advance, you can get some good deals, which we'll talk about a little bit later. And then, if you're looking to splurge on a little luxury travel, or if you, like I said, if you're an active road warrior earning a lot of points and you've got this desire to go somewhere and stay, you got the Intercontinental brand, as I said, the Vignette and the Six Senses and some of the other ones that have some gorgeous hotels. Mm-hmm. And we try to splurge a little bit once in a while just to give ourselves a break from, some tight quarters.
Yes, we just stay in the Intercontinental in Pattaya or Pattaya. I don't know
Pattaya.
if
Pattaya.
Pattaya.
As they like to say here, there is no I in Pattaya.
Yeah.
So
that was amazing. I highly recommend that one. So where did we stay? Well, we just talked about that. Intercontinental is stunning.
You like that one, huh?
Yes.
Okay, so let me scroll down. So, as I said, we had 6 nights coming into our, last month and a half plus of travel here in Thailand. So we needed 34 nights to get to that 40-night lounge access. And because we did sign up for the Intercontinental Premier card this year, link below if you want to check it out. We needed 34 nights in that amount of time. So with the Premier card, we received 165,000 points. With some spending to get the bonus, we ended up about 185,000 points. And we took advantage of buying the points on the buy one get one that I'm sure you've heard about if you're watching this video. And we purchased 300,000 points and got 300,000 bonus. So we end up with 600,000 points that we purchased at a half a penny a piece, so $3,000. We did not use all of those for our stays this year. We did actually reserve a bunch of things into next year, but we'll talk about that later as well. So specifically for this year, we have spent 4 nights in a Holiday Inn in Bangkok, the Siloam. It's an older hotel. Unfortunately, you were sick when we first arrived into Bangkok, so you didn't get to enjoy the hotel. I did. I took advantage of the pool and the gym. And now, being a Holiday Inn, one of the reasons we stay in Holiday Inn Expresses this year is because the free breakfast. Staybridge Inn also has those as well. So the Holiday Inn was a little bit of a splurge. It was a nicer hotel. We'd just flown from Portugal through Doha, Qatar, and decided it would be nice to have a few nights in a nicer hotel. So we did stay there. So after 4 nights just getting settled and unfortunately getting through coming down with COVID, we moved to a Staybridge Inn in the neighborhood of Tonglo in kind of northeastern Bangkok. Beautiful hotel, fairly new, phenomenal bed, delicious breakfast. Actually, one of the best breakfasts we've had,
Amazing.
short of being at a resort Intercontinental. It was great. So that's another one to throw on your list. And so we did 8 nights there, and that was really a nice stay. We got to explore the area, and we were actually using it for our hospital checkup visits, which go find that video if it's out yet. Otherwise, look for that video. So then we switched back to Holiday Inn Express. We went to one that was recommended by Rob and Allie on Grounded Life on their travel channel called the Holiday Inn Express Central Pier, which is over by the river on the southern end kind of town. But it's great access because you're on the river. If you don't know much about Bangkok, they have river taxis and ferries and boats running up and down that allow you to really see most of those main sites like the Grand Palace and the different temples where you've seen the reclining Buddha and these other places. And they're right off the river. So you can we actually did the hop on, hop off boat for very cheap and allowed us to kind of get on and off all day and not worry about buying a ticket each time. So that was 4 nights that just kind of fit us in. And then we decided we needed some beach time. We are traveling because we love the beach. We love seeing the ocean, getting our feet wet, getting our toes in the sand, as they say. So we went down south just a couple hours to a city called Hua Hin. And there is a really nice Holiday Inn resort there. And the beaches there are nice. But really, we really enjoyed the hotel. And, not surprisingly, because it was really nice. Now, we didn't have free breakfast, so we did have to go out and eat, and that added to an expense. But we were able to get a good value by booking in advance. And it's a very family-friendly hotel, so obviously a little bit not our speed. But the interesting thing about that place was the water park.
Oh, that was amazing. We have so much fun. We went there just for half of the day, and it was, a lot of fun.
Yeah. So they actually built a water park or partnered with a water park, but you get free access when you stay at the hotel, and it has a wave pool and a little surf area where you can go on the running surf and basically on little boards and stuff, do some surfing. It has like a lazy river inner tube that we went down and laughed so much on. And again, we're going to put all this in specific videos for reviews, but it was an amazing amenity for a hotel. And we also were lucky enough to get an upgrade into a nice suite there. So that was really a nice benefit. So a lovely 8 days. Really enjoyed that. And then we switched over and came. Unfortunately, the ferry no longer is running. Hopefully, it'll be restored between Hua Hin and Pattaya, which are basically across the Gulf from each other. What could have been a fairly short ferry ride turned into a 5-hour bus ride that basically takes you almost all the way to Bangkok and back around.
Mm-hmm.
And so for that, we decided to splurge a little and spend a couple nights in the Intercontinental as a reward for suffering through our stay at the Hawaiian Resort. And I mean that completely sarcastically. It was a lovely place to stay. We do recommend that one on your list if you can skip the time when the crowds of children are there.
In
During
the
the
middle
week,
of the week
yeah,
is a
the
good
middle of the
time.
week is great. It's half
Yeah.
empty. You can have a great time.
Yeah.
So we did, yeah. The Intercontinental Pattaya was gorgeous,
Stunning.
waterfront. It's not on beach. It has kind of its own little beach, but there's no. It doesn't go into the water. You can like climb down a ladder off over the rocks to get into the water there. Don't really recommend it because it'd be a little rough. It's closed, but that's the only part that is kind of not perfect. But you're not far from the beach. But yeah, the food was amazing.
The pools are huge.
Yeah, there's three pools. One of them is kind of the kids' pool, so it's that deep. But yeah, just beautiful resort, great for a couple of days or longer if you can have the points. Now we paid for that one in cash. I was able to find it was a midweek decent rate, breakfast included, so we got to take advantage of the amazing breakfast spread you get there. We actually ate on property several times during the day because it was convenient and easy.
The prices were good.
Yeah, and it really wasn't overpriced for being an intercontinental resort. So beautiful hotel. Just a couple days. That was cash. So I included it just to let you know. But then we went back to using points and we stayed in the Holiday Inn Express in a city called Rayong, which is farther east along the coast of, past Pattaya. And it's, we spent yesterday on the beach, had a lovely day, very inexpensive, both the hotel and the beach area and the food and just it's a nice place. It's definitely a much smaller and quieter compared to a Pattaya and other places. So
because the location and this is an industrial town.
Yeah, it's transitioning. It's got a nice beach, but it's transitioning. They're building some more high rises, but it's got a lot of chain hotels. So we're able to stay here. There's another Holiday Inn, just regular Holiday Inn down the road that is a little bit more expensive, a few more points, might be a better value because it's closer to town than this one, but still, not going to argue with his place. It was 4,500 points a night. So, when you do the math, if you bought your points for a half a cent a piece, that's a $22.25 and a quarter per night rate. Hard to argue with free breakfast too. I mean, at that point, you're basically getting a hotel room for free.
Yeah.
So after this, we are going to take a little break from the Holiday Inn because we've actually got to the point where we only, at the end of this stay, we'll be at 37 nights. So we only need 4 more nights before the end of the year. And so we booked ourselves into a couple of places back in Bangkok to get those nights. We're actually going to go back possibly to the Holiday Inn that we first stayed in that you didn't get to enjoy and knock those nights out and give ourselves a little bit of a splurge. It's about 12,000 points a night, so $60, a little over what we try to budget. But again, we might do that. We've also got some nights booked at a Holiday Inn Express that looks really nice in the main area of town where the malls and all that stuff are. But yeah, that'll get us over 40, somewhere between 41 and 45 nights. We might stay in a Airbnb or something if we really just kind of want to get a little more space than you get in a hotel room. But the goal was 40 for the year to get that lounge access.
Yes.
And then, so the secret and the reason we decided to do this is when you get an award with Holiday Inn, they don't give you the award that day. They give you the option. And then you have 90 days to select which option you want. So because we're getting this in December and anytime after, October, November, December, you can do this. You wait until January 1st to select your choice. So in this particular instance, the 40-night threshold, you get 2 choices. You can get points. You can get food and drink vouchers that basically you wipe out $20 per voucher off of your bill, which is what we did at the Intercontinental to save us some of that money. Or you can get lounge access for the next year. But the way it works with hotels, when you get an award like that, it's for this year and the following year. So you get the rest of the year that you're in or that you elected and the next year. So in this case, we'll select on January 1st for 2025. and we get the rest of 2025 and then all of 2026. So we're going to get 2 full years of lounge access, which we value at about, $15 to $20 a day. We're trying to stay somewhere between 70 and 100 days in Holiday Inns per year. If we do that, we're over, 100, 150 days, maybe even up to 200 days over 2 years. That's several $1,000s worth of value, and that's on the low end. I mean, if you eat breakfast and are able to maybe skip a few dinners a week, that's
It's worth it.
Oh my God, it'll pay for pretty much all the points we bought to do it. Which, speaking of, what's the next question?
It's been great, but what is the cost?
Good question, because that is why we're doing this. So we received 165,000 points for getting the card, and the IHG Premier card, and then we purchased 300,000 points and got 300,000 points as a bonus, so 600,000 points for a half a cent a piece. Now, this year, for these stays that we're talking about, the 36 nights, we spent 435,000 points. Now, if we strictly talk about just, we paid a half a penny a point, those points, that's $2,175 worth of points. Doing the math, basically, it was 12,000 points a night for those nights, almost right exactly, which is $60 a night. And then, that's a little bit above what we want to spend in points. We're trying to stay more like the $50 a night, which was about what we tried to average in when we stayed in Airbnb, so $1,500 a month. So we're a little above our target. But if we take it and say that 165,000 points were free, or $99 that we paid for the card, it really takes us down to closer to 7,500 points a night, which is under $40. It's $37.50 a night. Which works really well for us. That number's great. We could get even better, but when you think about the places we stayed, a resort in Hua Hin in a suite with a water park, and we paid for the Intercontinental, so I'm not counting that one. That one was a cash, but the Staybridge Inn was a really nice. I mean, that's probably might be the best bed. Maybe that and the Intercontinental were the best beds. So we got some really great value out of it. But yeah, like I said, we consider this year we got around, that $40 a night is a pretty good target. And we easily could have stayed another 8 or 12 nights in a Holiday Inn Express and cut that by, at least $5 a night. But we kind of like to spoil ourselves more often than some people do.
But not just that. You need a break after being in certain small spaces.
Yeah, the Holiday Inn Express in Asia, you tend to get some, couple 100 square foot rooms, and it gets pretty tight, even with two people who love spending 24 hours a day together. So, throw in the Intercontinental. I know you're all wondering how much does that cost. Now, that is a hotel that weekends is easily $200 to $400 a night. During events, it is, numbers can go up from there. When it's low season midweek, you can get it at 120 to 150 a night, maybe even a little less. I was able to find a rate of $160 a night, including all the taxes, fees, and breakfast, which is, I think it was, I think they were charging about $20 a person, $18 a person, something like that for it. So, to me, that was
a huge very affordable
benefit.
Yes.
Obviously, well above our budget. Like I said, it's a splurge night. It's kind of like when you decide to stay in town in Paris as opposed to out in the burbs, or, you're doing that little stopover and it's worth it to spoil yourself a bit.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Or at least spoil the wife.
Sure.
Yeah, it's just her.
Okay, so the next question is, you mentioned a trick for 2025.
25. Yes.
25.
Yes. So the trick is, one of the main things we wanted to be doing in Bangkok was we wanted to be here for the holidays. So we are actually going to be staying at a different Staybridge, the one on Sukhumvit area, from December 21st until January 6th. So we're going to be in there for 16 nights. Now, I could have booked, 8 nights and got us past the 50-night stay, milestone award and all that in this year, and then had another stay that started for the rest for January. But the trick is when you check out of a hotel that you are earning points in, the nights of that stay get credited in the new year, because that's when you close that stay out, that account out.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to stay 16 nights checking out January 6th. But on January 6th, that means we'll have 16 nights for 2025 already. I don't know about you, but that's putting us jump starting our 2025 goal, which is to get diamond with IHG. Diamond status is the top. Takes 70 nights in the calendar year. So we're going to have 16 nights on the 6th day of the year. That's pretty good.
It is good.
Now, as I mentioned, we bought 600,000 points already. So we have a couple 100,000 points left that we have used to book. Actually, it's over 300,000 points left that we used to book a bunch of nights in Vietnam and Japan for March and April. So we have stays in beautiful hotels that have lounges to take advantage of that lounge access. And, we're spending a decent amount of points for those, but those nights are technically, half a penny a point. If we're staying for, I think, one of the hotels is 12,000. So that's a $60 night plus lounge access. And hopefully by then we'll be getting suite upgrades more often.
Mm-hmm.
That seems pretty good. But yeah, the trick is we are going to, like I said, jumpstart our 2025 goal of getting to diamond, because with diamond, you get some extra bonuses and things like that, for points earning and things. So, that's really going to help us next year, and we will, keep tracking and keep putting out some information for you. Now, and specifically what we've done this year, we are going to put out hotel reviews. So we're going to show you what these hotels look like, give you the good and the bad. We wouldn't continue staying in them if we didn't like them. There would not be a 2025 goal if we did not enjoy the Holiday Inn brand. So thumbs up to them. Thank you. And their people are amazing. If you've never traveled Southeast Asia, just coming for the people alone, not to mention the food and the weather and the beaches.
Yes, people in here are just amazing, lovely, caring, and I cannot say enough positive things about them.
Yep. So that is our story for the IHG 2024, now 2025, and even a benefit going all the way through 2026.
It's been a little bit challenging, but it's worth it.
Yeah. Hope you enjoyed it. Please, if you've stayed in other hotels that you recommend across Thailand or even on any place in Southeast Asia, we're looking. This is our first trip through here. So, help us out. Otherwise, if you could like
and subscribe.
Yes, that helps us a lot. And we look forward to hearing back from everybody. And hopefully you will follow us on the next video, which hopefully pops up, or just look on our channel, and we're going to build some playlists for you. But we're new to this, and thank you for your attention.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.